Hello and welcome to the MTN South Africa One Group, One Vision, One Brand presentation by Jordan Barker, myself, Ryan, Curtis, and Caitlin. Fun facts. South Africa is the only country with 3 capital cities. Those cities include Cape Town, Pretoria, and Bloemfontein. The world's first heart transplant was completed in Cape Town, South Africa by Dr. Christian Barnard in 1967. The world's largest known diamond was discovered in 1905 at the Premier Mine near Pretoria. It was 3,106 carats and roughly 1.3 pounds. South Africa is home to the highest commercial bungee jump in the world at 710 feet. And South Africa in 2019 has the world's highest level of income inequality according to the World Bank. Economic environment. South Africa has a mixed economy in which there is a variety of private freedom combined with centralized economic planning and government regulation. South Africa's economic freedom score is 59.7, making its economy the 99th freest in the 2021 index. The gross national income is 741.7 billion PPP dollars, and the gross national income per capita is 12,670 PPP dollars. South African households had an average disposable income of 34,037 South African rand and an average household of 3.2 people.
South Africa is known for its cultural diversity and is home to over 5 million immigrants. They have 11 official languages, which is one of the most in the world. Their languages include Afrikaans, English, Swazi, Sotho, Swan, Ndebele, Vena, Zulu, Northern Sotho, Tsonga, and Xhosa. I apologize if I mispronounced any of those, but while they recognize many languages, they mostly communicate through Zulu. Additionally, they practice many different religions. They practice Christianity, Protestantism, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, and Buddhism. Their vast diversity allows for different ideas and backgrounds to come together and promote a cohesive environment. Their business practices are similar to that of what we have in the US when it comes to efficiency and competition. However, they value age when it comes to the hierarchical rank, and they do prefer more in-person communication, which affects marketing campaigns and how everything is approached and executed. When marketing to people in South Africa, marketers must enforce the importance of personal relationships and limit automated content, make it more direct, and make it personable overall. South Africa uses a multi-party parliamentary democracy. However, they were ruled by an apartheid government up until 1994. This form of governance was overcome by the efforts of Nelson Mandela and many others. Nelson Mandela was the first democratically elected president in South Africa, and their current government allows everyone to vote and promotes equality for all. This milestone is celebrated each year on April 27th, and it's called Freedom Day. And South Africa's constitution further ensures equality with their Bill of Rights and abolishment of all previous apartheid rulings. While they are progressing, their corruption perception index ranks them as 69th with a score of 44, so they do have room for improvement there.
Looking exclusively at the Market Potential Index, it'd be safe to say that an American retail store/brand would not thrive in the South African market, given that South Africa's overall score is 23 out of 100, thus ranking the country 88th out of 97 countries. The nation's only 2 indexes that reach above average are commercial infrastructure and economic freedom, but both are only slightly above average. They have an index of 1 for market consumption capacity, the lowest of all 97 countries listed in the Market Potential Index. What's more, their index for market size is a mere 5. This might explain why it took MTN such a short amount of time to reach saturation in the South African market and had to expand to more nations. Perhaps companies of some countries across the globe would find South Africa's commercial infrastructure and economic freedom to be enough to prosper in the country's market. As for American stores and brands, if they are capable enough to pierce through the competition in the USA, they may find expanding to South Africa would yield little return on investment due to the low market size and market consumption capacity. Okay, for outlines in the case, the MTN Group was the first South African cell phone network operator to expand its operation into Africa as of 1998. Because the company was nearing saturation in the South African market, competitors of MTN were Cell C and Vodacom. However, MTN reigned supreme over its competitors. It became the highest rank for both market share and brand value in all the countries in which it operated in. And the company started out using a regional branding approach up until 2003. Later, the executive committees found that standardizing and strengthening a global identity would be easier on the customer and employees, as well as help cut costs. It wasn't until 2005 that MTN launched its new global brand identity. Before that, MTN executives had to face some challenges when trying to standardize a company. One reason was that MTN did not own 100% of their company in some countries, so other stakeholders needed to be considered. The representatives of the other countries wanted to keep their payoff lines because it suited each country differently. The executive committee tried to compromise by creating branding that includes strategies that worked with particular countries. For example, they used the color yellow in their corporate branding because it was a common color in Uganda. What's more, they used Nigeria's yellow. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but as ATM's global brand greeting, that's what they used. And within time, the executives suggested value propositions were approved by the MTN board, and the universal payoff line was accepted as MTN everywhere you go, to emphasize the company's global expansion and unity. To ensure positive results from MTN's marketing, it used local advertising agencies to personalize its advertising campaigns. In addition, the company formed a global segmentation project, a global marketing guide, a global customer centricity program, and a global employee business and brand program, all to keep consistent branding across the continent. MTN made a point in recruiting staff from all countries in which it operated because executive members wanted members with strong local knowledge. And then lastly, MTN applied values such as leadership, integrity, innovation, and a can-do approach and relationships in all the countries it operated in to improve quality of life for customers.
This slide explains why MTN has been so successful in expanding internationally. They've created a central marketing division. They used global slogan and advertising. They conducted a segmentation study in each foreign market to help develop better cultural relations. They created a payoff line using a staff competition. There was 2,500 entries on what they believe it should have been. And they also had global initiatives, which included the Global Segmentation Project, the Global Marketing Guide, a Global Customer Centricity Program, and a Global Employee Business and Brand Program. There's been multiple challenges and benefits of building a global brand. Some challenges include uncertain political and regulatory environment in the countries they don't know anything about. The high cost of network development. It is quite costly to develop new networks in other countries. Thorough investigation is required into potential stakeholders. You need to make sure you know what you're doing when it goes to getting other stakeholders to buy into your business. And it is challenging to develop a single strong global brand positioning. Some of the benefits include it vastly improves people's lives around the globe. It creates unity among different countries through the brand. It develops global brand equity and immense revenues. MTN grew 21% when becoming a global brand instead of just basing in South Africa. And overall, it cuts costs and creates a common theme and message that people can follow. Is it appropriate for MTN to go into Iran? We said yes. I do believe that it's appropriate for MTN to expand into Iran. As the segmentation studies show throughout the case, consistency is found throughout many different countries, especially when it comes to cellular service. MTN could use what they found and how they created a brand through these different countries in Africa to possibly expand into Iran and other parts of the Middle East. If there was any recommendations we had for this company, was one recommendation that could be made is to do more in the competitive aspect of marketing when it comes to competing with other brands. They should use ads to show how MTN is more beneficial to one's life over its main competitors such as Vodacom and CISO.
Finally, some key takeaways from the case is that they have much to improve on if they want to expand past South Africa. Much corruption and income inequality is present and is limiting their success. Another key takeaway that we found is that the use of the color yellow from Uganda, as well as in addition to multiple different aspects taken from countries' cultures, shows how utilizing research of many different countries and cultures can help make a brand successful. And then another key takeaway is that standardizing and coordinating can work for companies, as well as if market research finds there are similarities in each country's basic segments, there can be a global customer. And then lastly, our final key takeaway is that they did not need to really use different strategies for each country it expanded to, and they were able to cut costs while still creating one global brand image. Thank you.